I'm Harrison Keeley. Here's what you need to know today. First, the Delta Queen has been sold and it's sailing away from Chattanooga this spring. In March, it will head to Louisiana, where it will undergo $7 million in repairs. After that, it could be sailing America's waterways again in 2016. New Orleans businessman Cornel Martin purchased the Queen from Xanterra Tuesday for an undisclosed amount. The national landmark has been docked in Chattanooga since 2008. A man who apparently froze to death in Chattanooga Tuesday had been turned away from a shelter just hours before. The body of a homeless man was found less than 1,000 feet away from the community kitchen shelter. The temperatures had been in the low 20s overnight. Witnesses say the man they knew as Douglas had been drinking and belligerent. He was asked to leave and said he had somewhere else to go. He's the second weather-related fatality in the city in 3 years. An 11-year-old boy has been arrested after a store in Brainerd was set on fire. The fire forced the evacuation of Ollie's outlet on Monday evening. The blaze caused about $10,000 in damage before store employees were able to put it out. A mom and son who evacuated later returned, though, after the mom suspected her son was involved. The boy confessed to setting several rolls of carpet on fire. He's been charged with aggravated arson and taken to the juvenile detention center. A mistrial has been declared in the case of an alleged Chattanooga gas station murderer. Prosecutors say 31-year-old Stephen Mobley shot LaShonda Gonzalez and killed Gregory Watkins at a Brainerd gas station in 2012. Mobley allegedly set out to shoot Watkins because he was dissatisfied with the quality of cocaine he had been sold. But the case came down to the credibility of one witness, Constance Taylor, who admitted she lied to police about her whereabouts that night. Now the state will have to reconsider whether to prosecute Mobley at all. He's expected to appear in court again March 5th. Alstom is cutting 100 jobs at its Chattanooga facility. The cuts at the boiler services plant will leave Alstom with about half the staff it had just 2 years ago. The facility makes equipment for coal-fired power plants. The company says the layoffs are due to fewer orders and reduced workload. By the end of August, Alstom will employ just 350 people in Chattanooga. That's a shadow of the 6,000 workers it employed 4 decades ago. A Tennessee lawmaker operated a hog farm without permits for nearly 3 years. The farm belonged to Representative Andy Holt of Dresden. An inspector found improperly buried hogs on Holt's farm and photographed hog waste being pumped into a nearby creek. The inspector says he was discouraged by upper management from enforcing the violations. Holt says he closed his farm late last year. Chattanooga has been listed as one of the top 5 cities in the U.S. for manufacturing businesses. It came in at number 2 on the list from Chief Executive Magazine, right behind Reno, Nevada. The magazine cites the planned expansion of Chattanooga's Volkswagen plant and our gigabit internet speeds. Former Tennessee Vols player A.J. Johnson has turned himself in on a charge of aggravated rape. Johnson and Michael Williams are charged in a November incident at a party near campus. Both have been released on bond. The Chattanooga City Council has passed an ordinance against payday lenders and title ponds. The new law bans the shops from opening within 500 feet of residential areas or within a quarter mile of similar lenders. The ordinance goes into effect immediately. Thursday might be the coldest day in Chattanooga this winter. At its coldest, it will feel like 6 degrees below zero outside. That's expected around 9 a.m. The actual low temperature will be around 8 degrees. There's also a 50% chance of snow on Friday. Today will be cloudy with a high near 29. The low tonight will be around 8. That's it for today's news. Thanks for being with us. You can find more on these stories and breaking news all day long at timesfreepress.com.